It's always great to be down here at the Job Corps Center in Exeter, Rhode Island. It's a little better to be inside, but it's just as good with you kind people out here. Uh, Everyone knows the power of the Job Corps Centers. They provide pathways to opportunity, success, and they support young students at a very critical moment. It's one of the first things I did was say to my colleagues, why don't we have a Job Corps Center in Rhode Island? Uh, and I went on to help draft the legislation that created this center. And so I have a personal connection to the Exeter Job Corps Center. Every time I come here, I'm impressed with the young people that are here, that are doing their job, that are preparing for a life and also preparing to contribute to our economy. I'm also impressed tremendously by the staff, dedicated people that go above and beyond to make sure these young people have a chance in life. And the pathways that graduates follow are remarkable. They contribute to our community in so many ways. You know, I was talking to people who are going into electronics, those that are going into building, those that go to electric boat, which is critical to our national security, and very proud that many of them were veterans or are veterans. Thank you, because we owe our veterans not just kind words on a couple of days a year. We owe them a path to success, and that's what Job Corps helps to do. Now, I was in the last 2 weeks planning to come by and visit Job Corps and go in. Uh, we were going to meet some of the folks involved in electrical engineering, welding, and the student government leaders we're going to meet with. But we're meeting outside because the president's Department of Labor said that my visit was not approved. I've probably visited this center 10 times at least. I was it was just something I had to do to see how you're doing. And I'm a little bit taken aback. I think the reason is because I have been resisting the closure of these centers, not just in Exeter, but across the country. On May 29th, the Department of Labor notified contractors for the Job Corps centers nationwide that they were going to shut down operations and immediately send students home without any consideration of the students' experience, for example, housing instability, like they have no home to go back to. They were quite literally ready to throw these kids out on the street. And that's what veterans fought against. Uh, a lot of people sacrificed to make sure, and on D Day, we should remember that. A lot of people sacrificed, not for wealthy people who can buy 5 mansions, but that kids can get a chance to get an education and not be thrown out on the streets. Now, we're not going to let that happen. I am working with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to ensure that we can keep our Job Corps centers operational. There is a restraining order. The courts have stepped in, but the administration continues to hollow out despite the court order. They're ordering the contractors to prepare to close, to do this. They're frustrating funding, etc. Now, as I said, I was very proud to write the legislation that brought this Job Corps Center to Rhode Island, and I'm very proud of what this center does and the account of the young people who've come here to Exeter. So we're not going to just stand by and let this happen. The Trump administration does not get to unilaterally decide whether we have a Jobs Corps program or not. This is a situation where we have bipartisan support for the Job Corps, and indeed, Congress provided funding to support the Exeter Job Corps Center and centers across the country. That funding was part of the full year continuing resolution signed into law by President Trump, and it covers the years beginning July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026. There is no legal right to shut off that funding and deny opportunities to children. But Trump ignores the law constantly. Now, as I said, I'm working closely with Senator Susan Collins of Maine. Susan is the chairman of the Senate Appropriations Committee, one of the most powerful positions in the Senate. And we're doing it. It's not a partisan issue. She's a Republican. I'm a Democrat. We're doing it because it's the right thing to do for our country and particularly the young people that get the training. Now, I'm looking forward here to listen to the Job Corps staff, the students, to get your reactions, etc. But I can pledge you, we are going to go and do everything we can. And we're going to stand up and speak for the Job Corps, even if it's outside the gates. And my goal is to come back next year and go inside and look at a lot of bright young people doing extraordinary things under the tutelage of extraordinary staff members. So this is just the beginning of the fight. Thank you, thank you, thank you.